Well,
look how white those laces are.
That's all right. They look nice, though.
Thanks, Tim.
Welcome back to Chat It Up, baby. It is going to be our first live show, and we're just going to keep this rolling. I think we like the live feature. Makes it easier on us. It makes it more fun, and it's been great. We've been putting together some parlays for Monday Night Football here. We have just madness going on in the coaching world. Coaching carousel to the max, dude. If you hadn't heard, this guy named Lane Kiffin, big story this week. Huge story.
Huge.
Alex Gola, shout out to him. I loved him when he was at Tennessee. My brother-in-law had a great theory, boys. I think Alex Golesh was like the disciplinarian for the Tennessee Vols, because ever since then we've started getting some penalties. We'll talk about Drew and give him his lap. Give him his lap victory this week on the Vanderbilt Commodores. So much more, as you saw in the graphic, dude. Summerall hired, Golesh hired, Kiffin hired, Pat, all these guys. Madness everywhere. College football playoff, all sorts of fun stuff. Round trip here to my right, the young Drew Rogers, beautiful in green today, and the orange shoes. Spectacular color palette. And then the man of all the earth tones, looking so snazzy in that blazer, dog.
Thank you, brother.
The man that told me when he first got hired that he would never wear a polo again.
I lied.
It's over.
I lied.
It looks like Cam Newton.
You sure did, bud. You look great. I mean,
Thank
you've
you.
always been probably my best dressed friend.
But at what cost? You know?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a big cause. Maybe to your bank account.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm a thrifter. It's good to see
You are a good thrifter.
I'm
You
a
are
great
good
thrifter.
Yeah, you've always been a good thrifter, and you just find it, dude.
Just put it on.
Heck yeah.
It's good to have you back, Chase.
I'm glad to be back, boys. Thanksgiving was a lot.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was a lot of travel. Yeah, this is awesome. Behind the camera, doing all the fun stuff.
It's
Joseph Guthrie.
It's mostly just pushing buttons, and
That's nice.
and waiting to insert myself in comments and make statements. And
Sure.
You
talk
have
about college football.
You have it seems like a very warm button down you got over there.
It's actually not. I know it looks that way. It's actually quite breathable. So it's new.
Looks
very
great.
comfortable. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Coming from you, I appreciate
Stop.
that. That means a lot. Yeah, big fan. Big fan.
Yeah. Well, a lot to get into. I guess we're going to start out with a little love-hate here first. We'll hit it real quick. Joseph, I'll start with you, buddy.
Oh, dude, my love is easy. This Lane Kiffin mess is over.
Yeah.
It's
That's
over.
Hooray.
It's
so
over.
wonderful.
My boy Marty Smith is free.
Yeah, free Marty.
They stopped holding him at the Ole Miss facilities. No, man, I just it got to a point with me, and I talked to Drew about this on the Instant Reaction show, where I get it, man. Like, Lane's probably leaving, or he's not. Stop giving me an update every hour. Like, just whenever he makes a decision, and we know for a fact he's going to LSU or he's staying at Ole Miss, then update me. After about the fifth time of seeing Marty Smith saying, well, we're still here, and we don't really know what's happening. Like, we're hoping we have an answer. Like, just stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
Because you're just, I know what you're doing. You're just pandering for clicks and you're pandering for views. Like, you're baiting this Lane Kiffin thing. I get it. I love that it's over. Welcome to Baton Rouge. Go Tigers.
Go.
My hate for the week. God, ACC football, man, is just
Trash.
like, and that's not even bet related, even though SMU, you severely let me down.
That's very true.
Severely let me down. Like, just, Rhett, you boys had one job, and it was to go out to Cal and beat a team that is really promising at quarterback with JKS, but for the most part had been really up and down this season. And I guess you could say the same thing about SMU. They've been really up and down this season because they beat Miami, and then
Yeah.
So my hate for the week is just ACC football. We have a 7-5 team that's playing in a conference title. It's going to be the most ACC thing when Duke beats Virginia and they miss the playoff. It's just gross. Just gross. Hated everything about it.
Drew?
My love for the weekend comes from Knoxville, but really more specifically, the Nashville team that traveled to Knoxville. Vanderbilt beat Tennessee. And not only did they beat Tennessee, they capped off their first 10-win season in program history. It is a great moment. I took a victory lap on the instant reaction show. So I'm not going to take a huge one here. It was more than anything, it was such an exciting watch for me as a fan, just to watch the domination that occurred on the offensive side of the ball for Vanderbilt. I'm going to go ahead and give Joey his flowers. I didn't think that was his fault. I thought Joey was actually pretty good. Thought he did what he could in that game. Not his fault when the ball hits him in the hands and Mike Matthews just decides that he's not catching that one. But my hate, man, is stupid, and I gave them this nickname. The Oklahoma Cockroaches survive another week.
Cannot die.
And they finally they've done it. They've crawled through the sewer system. They made it out of your sink. They're on your counter. And the counter is, of course, in this analogy, is the college football playoff. They made it. And Vanderbilt's not going to get to go to the college football playoff because of Oklahoma. If Oklahoma just could have lost this week, that would have been great. They've tried all year to lose. They've tried 100 times. They tried to lose to Auburn. They tried to lose to they should have lost to Alabama. They tried to lose to LSU this week.
They really did try this week.
They just keep making it. So, hey, you know what? Brett Venables, you may have been Dabo Swinney's secret success, secret sauce, secret Michael's secret stuff all along, because he doesn't look too good right now, and you're in the college football playoff, and you're undoubtedly making it. So that's my hate. Again, I don't really hate Oklahoma. I just hate how they've kind of gone about their business this year, and they're the 8th seed.
You hate a team that it seems like a team that's inept on one side of the ball is making the playoffs.
Yeah,
because
they don't have any redeemable qualities on the other side of the ball. Because I think early in the year, you're like, no, it's John Mateer. Well, he threw 3 picks this weekend against LSU, and I'll be honest, throwing 3 picks against LSU, that doesn't have the same ring that it used to to it. So,
yeah,
man, that sucked. I hate that we're kind of just shoehorning Oklahoma in there. I think their defense is good enough to keep them in just about any game, to be honest. Like they have, and I think that's why they're going to make the college football playoff. I'm not arguing with it. I just kind of hate watching it.
No, man. Oklahoma their defense is good enough to keep them in every game they play this year, and their offense is bad enough to get them out of every game they play this year. So it just kind of depends on what version of both you get in the same game.
I'm so intrigued to see who their matchup is.
If they're
going to be the 8,
they're probably the 8 seeds. So
8 or maybe as high as
they're
7.
probably they could get a home game versus, like, depending on.
Let's say Alabama gets you. I think Bama loses this weekend.
Well, that's one of us. That's one of us that thinks that.
I'm just kidding. I can't. I'm still not gonna. I'm gonna do it. I want to believe it,
dude.
Again, it makes 0 sense.
Yeah,
0 sense.
Yeah.
Core 4 shocker. Probably still gonna pick Alabama because why not?
I'll go ahead and tell you, we can pick the game apart. I am picking Alabama.
Yeah.
We ain't even gotta We'll get into it. The whole thing. I'll tell you all the reasons I think Georgia should win this football game, and then I will pick Alabama.
It was like me with the Florida money line.
It's the same thing. Yeah. It's the exact same voodoo. It is what it is. Anyways, it'll probably be some, maybe depending on what happens with BYU or Miami, is Oklahoma's going to end up playing.
That's the teams they can beat.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, they could totally just kneecap Miami.
Yeah. I think they probably could beat a Texas Tech. I haven't been impressed enough with Texas Tech's offense to be like, yeah, they're going to run it. They're like, it's just not going to be enough. Like, Oklahoma's actually going to have to score in that game.
Yeah, no. See, here's the problem for me in that game. That game specifically is that it feels like Texas Tech and Oklahoma are the same team.
Yeah. Well,
and the difference is that Texas Tech's D-line is just so much better than every other offensive line in the Big 12. They've been able to just bully teams. They're not going to bully Oklahoma the way they've bullied teams in the Big 12.
Yeah.
But their defensive line and their defense, in my opinion, is good enough to the point where Oklahoma's offense has struggled enough to where they'll keep it close enough in that game for Texas Tech to have a chance to win. Give me the under 29.5. I'll probably take the under on that game. But I think Texas Tech has a shot to beat Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Not saying I would pick them, but I think they have a shot.
Poor Bear, I think, would get eaten alive.
Oh, no question.
Bear Morton would have
that's rough. It's just BYU is just a really bad matchup because I just don't think you're going to be able to get past that run defense.
No, and that's the identity of this BYU team.
Exactly.
And plus now they've got the whole, we'll get into coaching carousel, but now they've got the whole, is Kehlani leaving? Are you losing your head coach? Like, are we going to have another playoff team that doesn't have their head coach with them? Like,
My Lord.
Could we see 2 teams in the playoff without their head coach there?
Awful.
I don't know.
This is awful, bro.
Knowing
Trending.
BYU feels like a program that would let Kehlani coach it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Penn State would want that. I don't know if Penn State would be like, hey, you can start late.
Yeah,
because they're already behind.
They're
in
way
this
behind,
race.
and Franklin's just taken everything that they had left. I mean, every single
that
commitment that they had
today.
left.
Yeah.
4-star quarterback goes today. They've already gotten, I think, 2 other 4 stars and at least a couple 3 stars directly from Penn State. Not just like Franklin is going out there in the high school. He's just like, hey, remember when you were committed to playing for me 5 months ago? Well, you can still can.
I'm a little bit further
Congratulations.
south now. Weather's a little bit better, maybe.
Yeah,
Real nice campus.
Yeah.
We don't have to play Ohio State.
Do you want to win the ACC?
Yeah,
They're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah.
They are going
I
to win a lot
hope
of
so, dude.
I think he won't. I don't know if Franklin's not going to win a national championship over there.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised if he winds up kind of like beating the shit out of Penn State's record the next 5 years.
I mean, the way this Penn State head coaching search is going,
unless we're just totally missing somebody. I mean,
know. We talked about it in the show and Malcolm, or pre-show, and Malcolm brought it up that Kehlani Sitake is the leading candidate. If they fumble this the way that they have thus far and somehow still end up managing to hire Kehlani Sitake, I think that's a win.
It's huge.
It's not like, no, the hire's not going to blow up social media in terms of like, this was a Lane Kiffin to LSU level, but it's a damn good head coach, man. He's been at BYU for 10 years. The biggest struggle for me is he's a BYU guy.
Huge BYU.
He played at BYU.
All these guys that are Vanderbilt guys, like Clark Lee, couldn't sign that fast enough. I'm sure they've been negotiating all year, and now he got to a point where it's like, dude, I'm going to stay in Nashville. Look how much they're investing. And same with, just all these guys, they just want to stay. I'll be surprised if Kenny Dillingham leaves anytime soon. It's just all these cats that are the school guys. They got them and they love staying there. And it's just a different world. Lane, bad guy. Guess what? Shocker. He's going to leave. Yeah. He's an ego monster. It's okay. Like, you want that out of a possibly high ceiling superior coach. Sitake would be a really good one.
I think he'd be really good.
I don't know
for
if he's
Penn
like
State.
super. Like, he's not going to be like, he's going to be just a great guy. Like, I think they would crush it. He's going to have to build a huge staff because obviously Pipeline's way different.
Night and day difference.
Yeah, so you're going to have to start getting some Big Ten guys to coach up there, and I'm sure he's been thinking about stuff like this. So we'll see.
Yeah, if they don't hire him and he ends up staying at BYU, I have no idea where Penn State goes, dude. Me neither. No idea who they hire outside of getting a court like Will Stein from Oregon. Maybe
I did see
give Matt Campbell another look. Like
that's the Dayball thing interested me.
I could see it
because it's the Matt Rule playbook. It's, hey, it didn't work out at the pro level for you. Tough. Like, come take a bunch of money.
Yeah,
but
Big
I will
name.
say there's different recent expectations at Penn State than there are in Nebraska, because Matt Rule's job was just like, hey, get the program back on the train tracks, get so we can run freight. Dayball's his job in that would be, make sure our freight is running as quick as possible back and forth as soon as possible. So
the thing I worry about, and that's where I was going with this, Chase, is like, I don't know. I'm genuinely asking, has Brian Daboll ever coached in college, like as a head coach, not just a staffer?
Yeah,
no,
okay. Because I wonder, like, the thing about Rule is, like, yeah, he went to the NFL and he came back to college. He had been a head coach in college before, so he understands the game. Now, the game had changed. Don't get me wrong; it had changed from when he was at Baylor in terms of recruiting, staffing, building a roster, like fundamental differences between his time at Baylor and his time at Nebraska now. But at least he was like, okay, I've just got to adjust to these changes in college football. I still understand like the core mechanics of how coaching and being a head football coach in college work.
Yep.
I don't know if Brian Daboll, I'm not saying can do that, wants to deal with that. Because the thing about a lot of these NFL guys is, I never thought I'd say it, the NFL is an easier job right now in terms of like what you have to deal with on a yearly basis. Sure. And that's because the college football calendar is just a mess.
Well, think about it. You got 3 recruiting cycles. You got the high school recruiting cycle. Yeah. You have to recruit just general talent from the portal. Then you got to recruit your own team to come back and play for you the following year, bro.
And it's the Wild West. There's no rules. Still, yes, NIL Go is here. Like
Supposedly.
I've never heard anything beyond that. It's just here, but it's here, but there's no salary cap. There's no strict punishments for this, and this. Like, it's kind of like, oh, you committed an NIL infraction. Here's your punishment. It's kind of like you figure out what the punishment is after you commit the crime.
Well, it's like we got rev share, and it's like, oh, it's $20.5 million is your rev share, and then LSU's out here telling Lane we'll get 25 for your roster.
Yeah.
What?
Every year.
What? What do you mean? How?
Yep. I don't get it. Miggy, what's your love hate, big dog?
My love for this week is going to be for Ohio State and Ryan Day. Did what they had to do.
Yeah.
I was the first person to be like, Ryan Day cannot do it. You guys know how vocal I've been about Ryan Day. I thought Ohio State looked the part, man. I think between Julian Sand, Carnell Tate had a nice little, day. Jeremiah Smith scored on his birthday. Matt Patricia, man, leading a defense that's holding teams 7 points per game. Dude, Ohio State is I'm not saying they're gonna repeat, but this weekend if they beat Indiana, that's all I need to know. I think this is the national championship this week.
I think they could have beat the holy hell out of them. I think they could have ran up that score quick.
Michigan? Yeah. Well, dude, they had a 20-play drive.
Yeah.
Like,
it ended in a field goal, which was weirdly more lappable.
Almost.
It was because 20 plays.
They went back to 2007, dude. Like, Julian Sagan's playing high school ball, running up to the sideline, and getting the call. I mean, I know they lost comms, but he's running to the sideline and getting the play.
Yeah.
They're just burning time. It's like we're just playing keep away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one thing too, is it's funny how they went from, I don't know about that run game to they found it.
Yeah.
They found it. Yeah. It just happens to be a guy named Bo Jackson. This is perfect. Of course, Ohio State finds the freshman running back.
The next Bo.
Well, hang on now. He had a good day against Michigan. Let's pump the brakes.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
Perfect time for this. This weekend, my little cousin, he's 5 years old, loves sports now, boys. I'm talking everything. His ball is life. Yeah. He got some sports cards. Got a little pack. He goes, I don't know who this guy is named Bo Jackson.
Oh.
And I was like, and then you just see 5 dudes at our Thanksgiving was like, let me tell you about Bo Jackson, and the best line is always he played 2 sports, And so Jackie Boy is just like, dude, this guy, Bo Jackson, dog. So he's like, I'm going to run like Bo Jackson. I was like, supposedly did 1,000 push-ups a day, buddy. So get to crack it.
Wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, man.
Yeah.
Is he more like Malcolm, or is he more like
very much closer to me? Let's just say that.
Okay.
He would be somewhere in between this, not quite so much in between this. Yeah. Good athlete. Great runner. We're working on it. Much better runner than he was 2 years ago. We'll say that. But the boy's got hands for days. All he does, typical 5-year-old one-headed catches.
Odell action.
Yeah.
Treylon Burks.
Screw you guys. I hated that it was freaking Marcus Mariota to Treylon Burks.
Bro, and it was pretty too.
It was
beautiful.
You guys could have been something.
Speaking of Tennessee, my hate of the week. Listen, the Georgia loss was heartbreaking, right?
Yeah.
The Alabama loss was disappointing. The Oklahoma loss was shocking. That Vanderbilt loss was embarrassing. Honestly, I've never been ashamed to be a Tennessee fan in the Josh Heupel era until today. So if you wore one of these on Saturday, get your shit in order, man. That's all I gotta say. Because it's just gonna get harder. And we're gonna talk about it in a minute, but the SEC just got really tough overnight. There's some dogs officially. I'm thinking about one right now that we're gonna talk about in a little bit, but this is BS, man. And the thing that made me sad is that Vandy's players look like they would go to war for Clark Lee.
I think they would.
Yeah.
Tennessee looked like, what time does Southbound close? They didn't care about Josh Heupel.
Can we still catch the Iron Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they physically, you could look on their faces and see that they didn't want or care about the power T. And that was embarrassing. So that is my hate of the week, is for the University of Tennessee. Fellas got to get better. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to name drop. Bro, Mike Matthews got to catch football, bro. Like, you're demanding money, and I love his game. But if you're going to be a one, be a one. And I'll leave it there. You go ahead, Jay.
He just ain't there, man.
Like, bro, don't ask for money in the offseason and then not show up.
I was intrigued. 50 catches, 770 yards, and you want more money.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, dude. You can be Braz will wind up being the number one guy, and where I was very, very pleased to see like all three wide receivers really take huge steps. But
Mike was the worst out of the three.
Yeah.
And that's
and
crazy.
to be former big shot number one recruit, like he just hadn't turned into that.
It just makes me mad because I know if he was at UGA, but it would be Julio Jones.
Probably.
You know?
Probably in some capacity.
Oh, have you watched our receiver game?
Bro.
Yeah.
Like, I love Zach Branch, but like I just we don't give receivers motion like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Y'all's offense is
just
very intriguing as far as like it's such a great little system. It's hard for people to like.
It's all about efficiency.
Yeah, it's not like a shine.
Yeah.
Go up and get it top.
No,
we have those plays a lot.
Mhm.
Like we have those deep end posts, those little skinny posts they always run.
Mhm.
So you got opportunities. You guys are not like that.
Y'all play vertical, and I miss that about Tennessee. Like, we play vertical, but it's just not good right now.
Y'all's are so efficient, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody's so
like I clown Mike Bobo, but bro, Mike Bobo can call a game.
I'm not clowning Mike Bobo.
No,
dude.
Mike Bobo, like most improved.
Yeah.
I really don't feel like there's been many misses. I mean, the Bama game was tough. I'm not going. Yeah.
Okay, so the Bama game, same thing you guys just talked about. Taylor just catches that pass.
Yeah.
It's probably a different ball game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
agree.
part of football. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
The more I watch this Georgia team and what Mike Bobo's doing with this Georgia team, the more I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know how we did what we did last year. Like, I don't think last year was Mike Bobo's fault. I think he was doing the best he could. I think it was just, it came to a head with the leaders on the team and who you were playing, and it just wasn't up to the standard.
Lack of execution.
Yeah.
There was just no ability to execute on that team. It was like Mike Bobo had an idea of what he wanted to, and this is just me. Watched a couple Georgia games last year. Didn't get them all. This is just me from an outsider's perspective. It's like, here's what he wanted to do. Like, here's what he wanted to do for people who are just listening, and my hand's way up here. And here's what the team was capable of executing. And that's when you get like really bad offensive results, when you have good ideas, but you're not realistic about what your team is and I think he did kind of adjust those expectations like Alabama has with the run game. I know they looked better against Auburn, but they still can't run the ball.
They still can't run the ball.
Yeah, and I think also, like, when you've got, and I hate to call him out because, dude, he was great when he wasn't what they tried to make him last year. But like, when you've got a fifth-year senior busting screen calls that lead to interceptions, like, you've been in the program 5, and you're not a fifth-year senior that went to 2 or 3 other schools. Like, you've been here for 5 years. Mike Bobo's been the OC for 3 now. Like, you're busting assignments. That's not on Bobo. Well, I mean, I guess maybe some people would put it on Bobo, but like, you can only tell a kid so many times, like, hey, this is your assignment when we call this. And then throw in on top of that, I think they had like probably 700 yards of dropped passes last year. So like, I know we're talking about 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're getting way off topic.
All right. I'm going to give you a little quick hate here. I hate that we are in a predicament where one of the better teams is going to get left out. I don't know if it's an eye test. It's like kind of like the Notre Dame Miami thing. Vanderbilt and either one of those teams. I'm like, man, I just watched Vanderbilt dominate, and they dropped a spot in the AP poll.
The AP's not real.
I know, but it's just funny. Like,
but Miami beat Pitt.
Yeah,
I beat them good too.
Dude, you just can't lose to SMU. SC's not a great team.
Or Louisville, who's a
That's
4-loss,
18.5-point favorite.
who's a 4-loss team right now.
Yeah. And somehow Vanderbilt's going to be bumped out for losing to an SEC.
Texas and Alabama.
On the road.
On the
Sorry.
road.
Sorry. I'm
Drew's
done.
getting a little.
I'm done.
So
That's
Listen,
crazy.
listen.
it
dog.
really
On the road.
It's just like what a crappy predicament.
Nope.
An undefeated team just lost to them in Austin, and they're going to drop like a couple spots because everybody knows it's hard to win in Austin. It's a rivalry game.
Mhm.
We lose by 3. We kick an onside kick out of bounds that we very well could have won the game.
Easily
Yeah.
covered.
All you Texas fans can fuck off with the
Yeah,
refs
it's
trying
one
to keep them in
early,
the game.
baby.
Oh.
With the refs try to keep them in the game. You guys didn't watch the game. If we recover that onside kick, it at least goes to overtime. Texas fans can fuck off. I watched the Mississippi State game. I know how good you are. God, dude.
Yeah, like
Texas.
but that's the thing too is Texas got better. Vanderbilt got way better. I think Vanderbilt got better after that loss. They've looked better to me. But
Listen,
I don't know. It just sucks that we're in this predicament, and it's all because you just got to put these people in. It feels like
it's all because we're slotting teams in the name of participation instead of the 12 best teams in the nation.
Vanderbilt's not getting
That's
the brand bias
exactly-
trophy.
That is, and like we talked about on the instant reaction show, Vanderbilt is not getting a brand bias.
But see, this is the year I think they would actually draw a better crowd than Notre Dame or Miami.
No way.
Well, hang on now.
Notre Dame, no. Miami, there's a case for
Yeah,
it.
I mean, some G5 teams draw a better crowd than Miami.
Yeah.
But like,
Here-
and that's not a shot at Miami. That's just, I just think their model about the Hard Rock Stadium. That's a side tangent. I just think they're fumbling the bag there because the fan base cares.
The fan base
passionate.
cares, but I think the casuals are loving this Vanderbilt thing. The casuals, even still, they want Pavia to lose. Like you have like a whole. That's things like I think the SEC, in some ways, is like means more because I think a lot of these people hate teams this much. Like I think people hate Pavia still to this day. I don't actually think it's more the Pavia thing. I now think it's transferred over to his family, who's just batshit crazy.
They're just riding the wave, dude.
Weekend,
Like they're just riding the wave of
exactly, which is great. It's great, but they're doing it the totally wrong way. It's just hilarious. But yeah, brother got arrested.
Yeah,
for the that was I know it was a big headline. That's happened like 3 times.
Exactly.
That's just a thing he does.
It's just part for the court. I mean he's got the chain on, the
That's just
baseball
the thing
jersey.
he does.
Yeah, getting arrested.
I don't know how else to say it. Like he didn't hurt anybody, so that's good. Like he didn't like.
That's a good.
Yeah, he's too small to do that.
Yeah, but like he's done that like 3 times already.
he's gonna have some time.
But back to like this is how I get Drew on my side of like, hey, let's just pick the top 12 teams. Let's just pick the top 12 teams.
Well, they wouldn't get in anyway.
They probably wouldn't.
No, but you'd have a better chance at getting that 12 seed.
Yeah.
And I think personally you would be seeded higher than Miami because I think the committee is playing into the fear that the ACC could get left out and Miami is their last chance for the ACC.
Yeah, I think once we saw, because I remember this week specifically, the week that Virginia and Louisville both lost, it was like, why is Miami just shot up 10 spots in the red? That's weird. Like we thought Miami's playoff chances were comatose, and then here we go. Like Louisville loses to I think Cal, and then Virginia lost to somebody.
Virginia lost to Wake Forest.
Wake Forest. There we go. Virginia and Louisville
Wake
lost
Forest
to Cal.
Is a bad football team.
Yeah, they are. And then it was that week, like Miami just kept crawling, and it's been like, but look, they have Carson Beck, and look at Ruben Bain. He looks shiny on the offensive line.
They beat Notre Dame.
Yeah. And yes, they did beat Notre Dame.
Great win.
And sure, they beat Florida, which was a little bit more impressive at the time, I think, than it. I don't know if that was ever impressive.
Florida's a good roster.
Who knows?
I think it was more impressive, and I think they quit. I mean, obviously,
Florida is
that win at the time contextually was a good win.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's a good roster. There's a lot of NFL bodies on that team. They are a bad football team, but it's a good roster.
Yeah. So, Jason, I appreciate you putting on that.
But yeah, dude, I just think I will say, like, it's just I love Clark Lee. I listen to talk on game day, and I'm like, shit, I'm
such a winner.
I'm so sold on him. I
think you jealous that he's not your head coach?
Like Heupel too. I think there's some flaws there, but I still like Josh.
Josh needs to make like 4 adjustments, and I think he's going to win the national title.
Yeah. You know what's funny too is again, without 2 starting corners, I don't hate this team. We're without 2 starting corners. We elevated one guy who's going to be draft eligible, thanks to those guys being out. So it's like, man, we would have had 3 really good guys. We also have to remember one of those corners was the projected number 1 corner in the nation. So, like,
You lost your star safety.
yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks.
You guys also lost your starting quarterback in April.
Yeah.
In
That's what
April.
people don't-
Everybody thought you were going to be an 8-win team. Like,
I
don't think
guaranteed it.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to happen somehow.
I don't think anybody thought you were going to lose to Vanderbilt specifically. Like, hey, that sucks
Yeah,
for Tennessee fans. But
you just
like,
knew
I
there
don't
was gonna
think
be one of
anybody
those.
thought Vanderbilt was going to be as good as they
no,
were this year.
definitely
though,
not.
either.
But I mean, and the reason I told you I haven't taken the victory lap is I watched both teams this year, and I was like, oh, Vanderbilt's better than them. Like, they just, even with the problems that they have on defense, and even with, like, I'll be honest, Pavi in big games this year, he has to get like 2 turnovers out of his system. Like,
he's good at it. Yeah.
He gets them out of his system, and then he's fine. It's kind of like Bryce Young in the NFL. But like, I'll be honest, I watched that game and it went exactly how I expected, with a little bit more, like a little bit worse. A little bit, I thought it would be.
Yeah, it was more of a beat down, that because I really did convince myself. I was like, all right, this will be a Tennessee game. Like, party ruiners. I thought teams were actually closer in my mind all year, especially watching Vanderbilt down the stretch. And again, the Vanderbilt loss to Alabama, dude, you're knocking on the gates twice, man.
Yep.
Twice, and they were just
turnovers,
just bad, shitty turnovers. Like perfect bounces to Bama, and you're like, well,
probably have fumbled at Texas early in the game, and Texas took a 10-0 lead. It's kind of been that all year. Like, and to his credit in this game, I think it says more about Tennessee's defense than it does about him, to be honest with you. Like, I think he should be the Heisman Trophy winner, but I think in this game specifically, Tennessee's defense, they gave up 21 points, and they walked in that locker room, and they were like, let's just get this over with, man. There was no fight, want to, or anything to show any pride in the second half. Tennessee showed a little bit of pride in the second half, and it was when they forced Vanderbilt to kick that field goal.
That was it.
And then after that, it was kind of like, well, if they get past the defensive line, oh well, not my problem.
Nope.
Yeah.
So,
I was looking at something earlier. It's like, by far, Pavi has the most, like, responsible 4 touchdowns in the nation.
yeah, like 10 more than anybody else.
It's impressive.
And by yards, he's over 1,000 more. And his Heisman odds have gotten as close as I think they're going to get.
Plus 400.
He's down to, on some books, he's down below 300. The consensus line that I saw was plus 330 today.
That should at least put him in New York, right?
Oh, he'll be in New York.
He'll be in New York.
Yeah,
That'll be
Jeremiah
great.
Love is at plus 2,500 again, because, to be honest with you, it's not Jeremiah Love's fault that they played Stanford, but his last week of the season being Stanford, like that.
And he doesn't have a game this weekend.
Yeah.
Same with
Yeah.
Pavi. Like, and Fernando Mendoza and Julian
I mean,
Sayin.
that's, like, I really do think that Mendoza and Sayin would have to throw like 3 picks apiece for him to have a legitimate shot in the conference title game. Like, I think both of them would have to give their defenses a reason to win the game in order for Pavi to get a shot. But it's too bad, because he really has had one of the better years that I've ever watched. I've watched every single second of it for the most part. And I'll be honest, he's kind of just a great story, because you watch him and he doesn't have a discernible elite skill. He's not overly fast. Like, I
He's
watched
just a ball player. Man.
Yeah, I watched him in the Tennessee game. Tennessee corners were running him down. Like, he busted through the line, and a couple times I thought to myself, if that's Taylor Green or Marcel Reed, gone.
Yeah, you don't even, the guys give up 7 yards away.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, there's no point in this.
Yeah, but I mean,
it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It really does. That's like a very frustrating thing to me. Is like, I love Clark Lee. I don't love Pavia, but I do. I love dudes that can talk that talk and then almost like overdo the walk.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I mean,
like, even like, he was good last year, and you're like, okay, guy's a good college football player, no doubt about it. He's going to take a huge step back this year. Like, surely people are pissed at him. They're going to knock his head off.
Well, the film's out on him. It's
Yeah.
like,
and he was, but he was better this year.
We joked about it last year. We're like, they have 4 plays. That's all they run.
Yeah. And again, this year, like, they kind of have 4 plays. They have the play where Pavia rolls out to the corner. They have a shotgun pass play that looks about the same every time that you see it. They have, and then they have that triple. It's like a triple read option RPO and then they have a QB run, and like, there's variations on each play, but that's about it.
I think that's the thing. I think that's part of their success, though, is like, when you look at it, it looks simplistic in nature, but it's actually more complicated than you would think, because of the variations that you have off those plays. And I think that's
a good one here.
Go for it.
Breaking news. Kentucky is hiring offensive coordinator Will Stein as their next head coach.
Well, there goes.
That's a good hire for Kentucky.
Biggest question, is he going to coach Oregon throughout the playoffs?
Probably not.
They already
Probably
had
not.
him in pocket then. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
No,
probably.
you're fine.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think the Lane thing's going to set a precedent. I think, like, with as loud as that was, with as big of a star as Lane was, I think it's going to set a huge precedent that you don't get to coach your team during the college football playoff if you sign with another school.
I think that I kind of agree with you, but I think that situation is a little bit different. Number one, it's head coach to head coach. Number two, those are rival schools in the same conference.
Yeah.
Kentucky and Oregon are not. And number three, like, Kentucky's not exactly, and I don't mean this to be a shot at Kentucky, but like, they're not fighting for like top 10
big
in
recruits,
recruiting. Like, I mean, they're probably going to get some big recruits. They'll occasionally get like
You'll
a 4
get
or
your
5
big
star
recruits
guy,
because
but,
Will
like,
came with. He might bring some
yeah.
with you.
Well, I think Kentucky's big target is transfers.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're already allocating more of their money to basketball. Like, Kentucky, in my opinion, has taken the stance that they want to be what Ole Miss has been with Lane. We're going to take some transfers. We're going to build a roster that way because we're not a traditional recruiting powerhouse, and we're going to kind of get our way to between like 7 and 10 wins on occasion.
Sure.
I don't think Kentucky's going to rip off 3 10-win seasons in a row. That's just not what Kentucky football has been. I'm not saying they'll never be that. That's just what they haven't been. But I think that's the style that they're going to try to, or approach they're going to try to take.
Yeah. They have to.
I like the hire of Will Stein.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
see-
The Kentucky job got harder when Vanderbilt got good, because there was like a 3 or 4 year stretch right there where they were just taking our best player every single year. Like Ray Davis comes to mind.
Oh,
Like they would just poach kind of a few of our best players, and they would instantly jump to Kentucky because you don't want to be on 3-9, 2-10 Vanderbilt. And then, but
poach some players that are playing for like Vandy, or not Vandy, like Bama or LSU.
yeah, you poach the lower guys. Like, you can get yourself a what's that guy's name?
Kendrick Law.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Kendrick
how
Law.
you get
Yeah.
Kendrick Law.
I think too, with this Vandy rise, it's going to start to mess up a little bit. Like Randall Cobb went to Kentucky. Like those kind of guys that can sneak through the cracks from Knoxville and Kentucky, and from Chat. That's just going to go right up the road now. Like, instead of going all the way to Kentucky, you're like,
I think
Nashville's pretty sweet.
Who's really going to set the precedent is going to happen in a few days. Jared Curtis.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I'm very interested to see what happens with him, because
he's signing on Wednesday at 9, I think.
Yeah.
9 or 10.
Well, so one, Jared Curtis, they have to flip him, but two, he has to do well. He can't, like, because like some of these 5 stars that go to like the Auburns and they go to Mississippi State, like, well, it's similar to Kamario Taylor on Mississippi State.
Auburn, 5
So like
stars.
if Kamario Taylor succeeds at Mississippi State, then I think it's kind of it's a precedent setter. Like Kamario Taylor, Jared Curtis, if he goes to Vanderbilt, succeeds at Vanderbilt, then it's kind of like further like, okay, we can get these guys in here, we can develop these guys, we can keep them, and their careers are no worse off than if they go to Georgia. And I think Curtis's career
would you not say Pavia set that precedent?
No, because he's a graduate. Like,
no, I know, but like looking at him at New Mexico State and then looking at him at Vanderbilt year 1 and year 2, like I've seen year over year improvement.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's like, and of course he is older. That is without a shadow of a doubt a factor that you should talk about when people talk about, is that he has improved year over year.
Yeah.
So it's like we have an example of a quarterback that we brought in, was probably a little bit more raw when he was at New Mexico State, and we have not turned him into an NFL franchise quarterback by no means, which is probably what Jared's looking for.
Yeah.
But we have shown improvement year over year in this system, and that has led to success at the quarterback position with Diego Pavia.
Sure. That's a good point. Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, Diego Pavia, he'd start for the Vikings right now. Why not? Can't be any worse than Max Brosmer, J.J. McCarthy.
It's rough up there, Minnesota.
Yeah, it's rough. Poor JJ. I feel bad for him.
Shall we get to the carousel?
Real quick, I'm gonna tell you love.
Gosh.
I love that that if Duke wins the ACC championship, this was a funny take I heard earlier. The fact that if Duke wins the ACC championship, yes, it's funny for college football because we might have North Texas, Tulane, and all these other teams. They might get in, no ACC teams. But also they were like, what if Duke football is what starts the ruin of the ACC?
I don't know if it'll ruin the ACC or if it'll ruin the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, I think we're headed towards 16
I
very,
think-
very quick. If
I
Duke
think
gets
it'll
in.
ruin the 12-team playoff
Of
before.
all things, Duke, the crazy chaos scenario actually happened.
You want to get further into the weeds on
Let's
this?
do it.
Just for a second, yeah.
Imagine Duke beats Virginia, and then I know they're a 21.5-point favorite. What if Troy beats JMU?
Oh wow,
What do you do?
I mean,
that
at
might
that point, like, okay, the win. If that happens, I don't think that's going to happen. By the way, at that point, your winner, North Texas Tulane, is in. But then, where do you go? Where do you go from there? Because you have to have a conference champion. The way it's
That's
written, it has
true.
to be a conference champion. You can't just be like, well, we're going to pick Miami. And no, you cannot do that. This is how we get out of the auto bids.
it's
gonna find-
Boise versus
Yeah,
New Mexico State.
potentially.
Yeah, UNLV.
UNLV. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Like,
Yeah.
that's where you're reaching
Well,
for
it would be UNLV, I think, in that scenario.
if they beat Boise.
Could you imagine if Dan
What if Boise
won?
beats UNLV?
Then
Then Boise's in.
Because that's only like a 3.5-point game.
Yeah,
Like, don't get me wrong.
the Duke game's
it's really far
surprisingly close
fetched.
too.
It's really far fetched to assume Troy's going to beat JMU.
It's huge.
they're
Like-
23.5
Yeah,
point
that is a
dog.
massive point spread. Like
Yeah.
that game could be like
Any given Friday,
I'm taking it.
sure.
True. That's why
Sure.
Miami's
I mean,
in the situation
and it's also
they are.
it's a weird. And Fridays are weird. We can't
Yeah,
say they're
dude,
not.
I mean,
Fridays are weird.
Like-
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Fridays are weird.
All right. Yeah. No, that's not happening.
What?
It's not happening.
At
It's
that
not
point,
happening.
At that point, do you have to take Duke?
They lost to Old Dominion. Okay. Sorry.
For
All that shit that I talked about this year about Duke. Like that's not a good football team.
No, it's not.
I think
No.
Duke might be it.
But if they lose and JMU loses, and then we've already covered UNLV and Boise.
So if UNLV would get it, would Boise get it?
So JMU's 11-1.
Mhm.
Nah.
Their only losses to Louisville.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Nah.
I think they were
It's-
winning that game. No, they're
it's-
going to crush Troy.
Yeah. It's
We don't have to worry about this. It's
Yeah.
mostly just fun to talk about.
It's JMU probably. Oh boy.
This would
Also,
be a
what makes
good
this-
kick in the pants if it was just for the college football committee to be like, hey, you guys
you
kind of
idiots.
suck at this.
Yeah, you guys are idiots. You guys are
And,
putting
and
in-
all of college football. Just be like, hey, Lane Kiffin happened. Now this.
Yeah,
Let's
they're-
create some chaos. This is just fun to think about.
Yeah, these
So-
are all just talking
Yeah,
points.
this is all just fun.
Because that's about what we've got now until we got conference championship, and then it's talking
Mm.
season for a little bit until
We got another show coming up soon. One that I'm very excited to
Yes.
host.
Yes,
we do.
yes, yes.
I don't know when we're gonna do that. It may be is that the next show? Or no, that's
no
conference championship
Thursday.
preview.
Thursday we got
Yeah, let's
we
do
got
it.
all-
It's next
all
week.
the conference
Next Monday.
Yeah, it's next Monday.
Okay.
Next Tuesday, look out for that. Should I
The
do you want
awards?
me to drop the name?
Yeah,
of it?
yeah. Give me the name.
The Chattanooga Bar College Football Awards. That's all you get to know about it.
I love that. It's gonna be really fun.
Cinema.
We're gonna wear suits.
Oh, done.
Yeah, I'm hosting. I'm not going to participate. I'll be
Oh,
sitting in
okay.
Joseph's chair.
Okay.
If
If I don't have a suit, can I just get like a sport?
Yeah,
sport jacket, yeah,
Okay,
we-
okay, cool.
something
Yeah,
like
this is this is
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I was like, I don't have like
it's
an
not
actual
black
suit.
tile. It's just this is very well dressed.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
the Chattanooga Bar Awards. I'm super excited. Go catch up on your bars. It'll actually be important for you to.
It will be.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to coaching carousel.
So we already covered a little bit. Will Stein to Kentucky.
Will Sand,
so that's
it's great hire for them.
brother. That's another school that's hired their head coach before Penn State.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Should
we're
we-
just
Should we check off another lowly SEC team and talk about Arkansas for 2 minutes?
Yeah. Why are they so pissed?
So it's Ryan Silverfield, and
Yeah.
he's Memphis's head coach, or was Memphis's head coach, and Silverfield is from Arkansas, I believe. From what I was reading, I don't know if he played at Arkansas. I don't know what the story is there,
I think
but
he's just from Arkansas.
Yeah,
I
he's
think he's just
from-
from there.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. So the reason they're so upset is because I believe that they thought that they were getting Alex Golish.
Yep.
And when they didn't get Alex Golish, I think Arkansas's brass, who is Yurachek, who's also the head of the college football playoff committee. So I don't know what we're doing there either. But
He got nothing else to do in the
Yeah.
offseason.
yeah, I believe they pretty much panicked. And I think they realized, like, oh, dang, there's really nobody left for a school of Arkansas's caliber to grab, because Summerall was reported before Silverfield was hired to be going to Florida, because they announced that they were out of the Lane Kiffin business.
Yep.
So I believe why they're so upset is because Silverfield's record at Memphis, when you actually look at it, he just kind of beats up on bad teams, and he has the Arkansas win as like his shining achievement, and not to mention they lost to Navy like 2 days before he got hired. So, although I understand if you're an Arkansas fan why you may be upset at the hire when you saw all what was out there, at the point when they hired him, which they had to pivot to him, I don't know. There wasn't much left for them to do, and so you get an in-state guy. I think the idea for me when I look at it is you get somebody that actually cares about Arkansas football, which I like Sam Pittman, but I think he just wanted a head coaching job wherever he could get it. Pittman is going to be a fine, specialty coach somewhere else, but I don't think he was ever a head coach. And then I just think Arkansas's fans are upset because I think hiring Silverfield kind of gives you a ceiling, where I think is like a guy like Golish or Summerall, at least in your fandom mind, you think there's not really a ceiling here. Now that may not be true. Summerall, Golish, they may find their ceilings pretty quickly. You kind of know with these guys where the ceilings are pretty quick. But I think Silverfield in the fans of Arkansas just represents like 8-4 is kind of our best, because that's kind of what Silverfield was at Memphis. It's not like he's JMU's coach who's reportedly going to UCLA after the conference title game, where he's just 10-2, 11-1, didn't miss a beat on Signetti's term. So
I don't know why Penn State didn't do that. That would have flabbergasted.
They might have tried.
They may have tried. Yeah, maybe he wanted. He's like, I love California.
I mean, well, who knows? Also, like, you got to think about how many coaches are looking at the optics of Penn State firing James Franklin and being like, that guy was like perennially like 10-2,
and he's a beloved guy
and a great recruiter.
Yeah, and they let him go. Like, he won a Big Ten title. Like, I know it was 2016, it was 9 years ago, but like, how many coaches are? I know there's some, but when there's other jobs to choose from like this, how many coaches are exactly chomping at the bit to go to that school?
Another point: James Franklin was in the college football semi-playoff.
Yeah, literally
less than a year ago.
Yeah, he was like a couple of plays away from playing for a national championship.
And I get that, everybody's like, well, look at his bracket side. I get it.
No, for sure. And
still got 2 wins.
Still got to win him.
Yeah.
And it's also like, hey, they were that good last year. They built towards this year. A lot of those guys are coming back, and then you fall flat on your face. Like, well, I say fall flat on your face. It's like you lost the Oregon game, and like the rug got pulled out from under you. Like, that killed their season, losing the Oregon game. Because I don't think they fall off the way they have if they don't lose that Oregon.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think they were. When you look at the Penn State team, the talents there this year, and I think we kind of talked about this, so I'll keep it brief, but I think it was just kind of like, well, this was the game. We were supposed to win this. We put all this money in. We convinced Drew Auer to come back, who has ruined his pro football career, if he ever had one. And now what do we do now? Yeah. We go to the Rose Bowl and get beat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're probably like, if you say they win that Oregon game, it's probably still the same story. They beat everybody else on their schedule, lose to Ohio State, still in the playoff.
Yeah, I don't know. It just like blows my mind that the way Penn State. I'm so. I don't know how I feel about the actual job itself.
Arkansas?
No, I guess Penn State. Like, that's one of those, like, as we're waiting to hear what this job is or who's going to get this job. I just don't know if you're going to put it a tier. I mean, do you guys feel like it's just, tier 1 job?
No.
Penn State, Franklin made that job what it was.
Exactly. That's what I'm feeling like. I'm like, you look at Paterno's record. I'm looking at it right here. It's like, obviously he was a great coach, but it's not like he was just unbelievable every year. I mean, like, he was good.
No, but the landscape was different when Paterno was there. But also, like, the big thing about Franklin is coaching record aside, he pulled Penn State out of what could have been several years of hell, because he pulled them out of, like, that's post sanctions. That's post, like, all the shit that went down there at Penn State. And you've somehow managed to keep the focus on football, and people look at Penn State and talk about the football program, not everything else that went on there.
So it was Jopa, Bill O'Brien, and then James Franklin? Do I have that right?
Yeah, there was
2 years for Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
8-4, 7-5.
They're only looking for their fourth head coach since 1956.
Yeah. And I think Paterno got to the point where he's just like, he was Penn State's grandfather. Everybody loved him.
Well, in that era too,
Yeah.
like coaches stuck around.
Yeah.
Coaches had more time. It's not like now where it's like, hey, if you don't do what Kurt Signetti did, you're out.
Yeah.
And look,
like,
I know
you've got
I know
3
you're not-
years.
Yeah, you're not going to fire Joe Pa at this point.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude.
But no, that's
he had some 6-5, 5-6, 7-5. Like, yeah, it's not. It's
4-7. Holy cow! Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that was
you'd
also,
be fired before you even got to 4-7.
Well, that was also pre-Saban era, dude.
Bingo.
Like
everybody expects to have Saban. Good luck.
everybody thinks they can be Alabama under Saban.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And I mean, look, I think Kirby. What's also blowing my mind is Kirby's the longest tenured head coach in the SEC now.
Yeah, officially 10 years.
Yeah.
Next year, it's 9 years right now.
That's right.
Oh yeah, with Stoops being out.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
That's
Isn't that
wild.
crazy?
Is he the only coach in double digits?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, not even.
He's
close.
not even in double
Holy
digits.
shit.
Kirby's
Kirby
not-
is. He's
No,
10 years.
2016.
No,
2016
10
was,
years
he
next
was,
year.
2016 was his first season.
Okay, gotcha.
technically.
Yeah. Hold on. I got this saved real quick.
Yeah.
It is like, I'm just impressed that we are at this point where everybody in the SEC believes they're going to find Saban.
That's what everybody's searching
Yeah.
for, man.
That's
It's
what they're going after. For sure. And it's weird because like the way college football is going right now, it kind of seems like the anti. Like you want to find the anti Saban. Like we talked about Kalani Sitake, we talked about Clark Lee. Those are the guys that it seems that you want to find right now. Like you want to find those guys that have an alma mater and like they have a tie to the program and it's important to them. And it seems like those are the guys that you want to find right now. Not you don't want to find the next hired gun, the next Lane. Like you don't want to find the next Brian Kelly.
you guys know who the second longest tenured head coach in the SEC is?
Hold on.
Right now?
Is it
Yeah.
Sark?
No, it's not. It's
Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's way wrong.
Is
double
it
two
too far?
teams.
Is it
Is it
Heupel?
Heupel?
No.
Can't be. Hold on.
No?
Auburn?
This is funny.
Mississippi
It's
State,
not
Ole
Auburn. It's
Miss.
not Mississippi State.
No.
It's not Brent Venables. Oh, is it Eli?
Yeah.
It's Eli Drinkwitz.
Oh, the Alpha
Yeah.
nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is crazy. So outside of Kirby, every coach in the SEC has been hired from 2020 or later.
2022 was Clark Lee's first year.
So,
Auburn.
so
fired-
Shane, Sark, and Heupel all hired in 21. Venables 2022, Clark 21. DeBoer, Levy, Elko, and yeah, those were all 2024. And now we have so many this year.
2025.
That's crazy.
SEC is a bloodbath, man.
Yeah.
Like it truly is.
Yeah.
Like you got to be built for. I don't know, man.
And the thing that's funny about it is like all these programs, specifically Florida, LSU, Ole Miss, Auburn, Arkansas, everybody that has a new head coach because Ole Miss, new head coach. All those programs think that they're going to work out with their new hire. Mathematically, it's impossible.
Probably 1 and 3. I would say like if you look at Summerall, you look at Golish, you look at Lane Kiffin. One or the three of those is going to work out.
Well, the problem
way they
is
wanted
the
them to.
problem is like the standards, like because in my head, LSU fans, Auburn fans, Florida fans, they all have the same standards in their head. You compete for national championships. Arkansas, they just want to win on a pretty consistent. They want to win more often than they lose. I think anybody that knows Arkansas football, they really. If you ask them, do you want to compete for national championships? Yeah, of course. Fans are going to say that. Anybody that actually knows that program probably understands we're not going to be doing that every year. We're not going to be swinging for that every year. We
Can't
might
do
be
it.
swinging for that once every 3 years, but they just want some stability, somebody that wins more often than they lose. Out of those coaches, I think only one in those three between Auburn, Florida, and LSU will obtain the standard long enough to stay there.
Who's it going to be?
Mathematically, you say Lane. Like just
Just
I mean
resources.
everything's
From what
in
we've
his
seen
favor.
so far,
Yeah.
Lane. But
I mean,
he just has such a high floor.
yeah,
The guy
with the toughest job is Golish. In my opinion,
I think so.
sure, it's Golish because one, he's got to come in for starters. He's got to keep Deuce Knight. I know that's kind of like inconsequential to building a program, but that's kind of what he's got to do. First thing, two, Auburn's brand has been diminished to such a point that it's going to be really hard to get that prestige back. And I feel like I don't know if I'm wrong here. I feel like Florida, they've kind of been in the dumps for a while, but I just feel like that Gator I just feel like it carries
Colors,
it keeps itself a little bit more shiny than that Auburn, that AU.
Here's where you're at with that, and I think I know what you're trying to say is like, so in Auburn's 5-hour radius, the recruiting radius, Atlanta's right there. Okay,
Yeah.
you've got Georgia and Alabama. You're already little brother in your own state. Okay, Florida is not. Florida's not little brother in their own state. They just laid the wood to Florida State. Miami, I know Miami just laid the wood to Florida the last 2 years, but you're not that far.
Yeah.
You're not that far at Florida, the University of Florida. Your 5-hour radius, yeah, you're probably competing for some guys in Georgia, but you have the entire state of Florida if you are the University of Florida. Auburn doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Auburn's already, again, second fiddle in their own state. Florida's not. They could be. Florida's on their way to being that behind Miami, but they're not there yet because Miami has not asserted themselves, in my opinion, to demote Florida that way. And then also you play a rotating schedule where you go to Athens and Tuscaloosa every other year.
Oh,
And Florida just doesn't have to do that.
Yep.
they just don't have to do that.
Now, you also, at the same time, get Georgia and Bama at home every other year. But
still,
it's not – Auburn is a hard job. And in my opinion, back when they had divisions, I always thought Auburn was the hardest job in the nation because you played the entire SEC West and then you played Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Cam Newton made that job.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what can be? It's like,
Yeah.
it can be if you find Superman.
Well,
I get like but it's
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's
Just like, dude,
it's challenging because
it
you're
is.
because you're like your whole season pretty much hinges on your 2 rivalry games, which is just awful.
Which are two teams that
Yeah.
are operating
Right, which
the
is
highest level
you
of
know,
sport.
like even if you're Tennessee, traditionally, I know it's Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Vanderbilt, but you're not going to play every single one of those teams in the new
Yeah,
SEC
you don't play
landscape.
Georgia every year anymore.
Yeah, don't play Georgia every year. Like, we'll see what Vandy is in the future.
You're going to play
And
Alabama every year.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Golich has the hardest time, and I think what that fan base is going to have a hard time with is they're going to have the belief that Golich is going to bring his offense, which he has been a great play caller. He's fun. I think that there is potential, like with Golich, exactly how we felt about Heupel. Is like, what if it's really fun? I think you can go score. The crazy thing is, and the scary thing is, if they're going to believe they're going to keep the exact same defense, because that defense was unbelievable. And sure, in a perfect world, you get Golich's offense, you keep the same defense, and maybe we're hearing some guys might go down there. I don't know, but like, if you get really good defensive line coach and you keep a really good DC, maybe you can keep your same defensive status, and then Golich just elevates the offense, and you keep Coleman, you keep Deuce, and
You keep
off and running.
You keep DJ Durkin if you can. Nah, I don't
try
think,
to.
Yeah, like that would be priority one for me. Besides Deuce Knight would be. I don't think you can. I just think like it's just kind of weird to keep your old like the previous head coach staff in there. But Durkin has shown me this year, man, he's one hell of a coach.
He's awesome.
Like,
and maybe he's like,
a good
I'm gonna wait for my turn. Wait my turn.
But I mean, even in the games that Durkin coached, I didn't think he was super outclassed on the sideline. I enjoyed a lot of the decisions he made. I think he has a very likable demeanor about him, which is something that you could not say about Hugh Freeze. Every time you look at the sideline with him, you're like,
sucks.
Can I shoot that guy? Like, is this allowed?
This guy sucks.
I mean, I think keeping DJ Durkin would be very high up on my to-do list if I were Goalish.
Make him because you really need a guy who's going to get stops, because even if it's your first year, big dog, I doubt you're going to come in here and just start whopping the floor with people offensively.
See, that's where I disagree, because I know it took a minute for Heupel to do that at Tennessee, but I'm aware, and you are too, Alex Golich is a premier play caller in college football.
Premier.
Dude can call a freaking game. Now, the question is, and a lot of people were saying, hey, Auburn, this is a hard job. Y'all, Auburn was what, 7 one-score games they lost? 7. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Vanderbilt.
What was the stat earlier in the year?
Kentucky.
It's like there were 3 teams that
A&M
held
was
teams
a-
under
A&M.
24.
Alabama was a one-score loss,
Alabama.
right?
Yeah.
and had a chance,
So, my thing is, that's not personnel, that's coaching.
Kentucky, A&M, Alabama,
Vanderbilt.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing, Malcolm. With that is what the problem is that a lot of the Auburn's only success, their only like bag in their trick in their party bag was their defense this year. So now you've got to somehow Golish has to institute his system, which I'll be honest, at USF, not defense friendly. Like they weren't. It wasn't a focus.
No.
And now you've got to get. You got to put in that great offensive play calling, and you've got to keep close to the same defensive identity to reverse some of these one-score games. I'm not saying they'll reverse all of them, but it's going to be very difficult for Alex Golish, I believe. Now, I think he's one that can do it. I don't know what he looks like as a head coach, but I think he can do it.
I will say this about Golish, and I mean, I said it earlier. I think he is a disciplinarian. I think he was always the top. Shout out to my brother-in-law. We talked about this a lot this weekend. He was like, Golish was the dude that would start practice over whenever we made mistakes.
Yeah.
We don't have that guy anymore. Like, I think there's probably some guys trying to be leadership. Like, I think Golish does have that in him. I think he's a little cliche-ish, and as people would say about Mr. Jalen Hurts, he's got some fortune cookie sayings, but he's coach speak. But I also think he's a killer. It's just gonna be really hard down there.
Did you see what he said? I was trying to bring this up. Did you see what he said in his press conference
about golfing?
No,
the golfing thing was funny.
No,
he's a stud.
He said we're going to be the most violent freaking team on the football field every Saturday.
Love it.
If you're an Auburn fan, it's like, well, I can't ask for much more than that at this point, because your team has not been that under the last few head coaches.
No,
especially under the guy before Hugh Freeze. His name's escaped me, but Brian Harsin.
Yeah,
Sorry.
hilarious hire.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, but
that was terrible.
Yeah, that's
bad.
I don't know how much of a chance. I don't want to say he was terrible. I don't know how much of a chance Brian Harsin really had.
He didn't have
from
much.
The start. Auburn was like, yeah, no, we don't. No. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I like the idea of Alex Golish. I do, but I liked the idea of Billy Napier. I liked the idea of Mike Norvell. I thought these guys were going to work out. I really. And again, it's something we've talked about. Alex Golish, we've thrown his name around because we knew numerous head coaching positions were going to come open this year, or we assumed numerous head coaching positions were going to come over this year, and we had all said Alex Golish is a guy I would hire. It's a guy I would hire, especially after that speech. But I just don't know. Like I think best case scenario, I think it was Xavier Adkins said that he was coming back, so that's a stud linebacker coming back for
Big
you.
boost.
If he can come back and he can bring some of those players back that. If you don't have to be the way you were on defense this year, you just can't be inept on offense.
Yeah.
And I don't think they will be under Alex Golish. I think they'll be much better. And if you're an Auburn fan right now, after watching what you've watched this year, which is just total ineptitude on the offensive side of the football, I feel like it'd be a nice change of pace to be like, hey, no, we're not going to compete for a national championship in Alex Golish's first year. Probably not his second year either. But if Deuce Knight looks really good and we can beat some of the teams we're supposed to beat, like, hey, don't lose to Kentucky. We get it. You lose to Bama. They hate it. They hate it. Never in a million years will you catch an Auburn fan being like, I'm okay with losing to Bama. They just won't say it. It's the Iron Bowl. Runs too deep. But they get it if they're where that program is versus where Alabama is. Now,
this year,
again, there's no surefire thing for Alabama because Kalen DeBoer's good. He's been great, but they can't run the ball.
Yeah, he's not the same guy.
There were some issues last year. There were some issues last year as a double-digit point favorite. Like this is your time. I mean, if you are Auburn, this is your time to get that program right and establish yourself in that state. Because if Kalen DeBoer does, and the thing right now is that Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb and them, they don't have all their full guys in there to run that program and run that staff and run that team the way they want to. Well, by God, if they get them all in there and they take off, you're even further behind now. So Alex doesn't have a whole lot of time. I hate it, but he doesn't. So if you just look not inept on offense and you keep just a percentage of that defense from what this year was and beat all the teams you're supposed to beat, I think the future looks bright for Alex at Auburn.
I think so too. LSU, let's talk about who they think is going to be Nicholas Saban. I will say, I think
who will go to Alabama as soon as he can.
That's what blows my mind is here we are with this Lane Kiffin thing, and I know this has been beat to death. But damn, dude, Like, what did you guys expect, Ole Miss? What were you thinking? And I gotta ask, do you think I mean, he's not done it yet, and who knows what could have happened this year. Like, is Lane Kiffin a national championship winning coach?
I think his chances are better at LSU than they were at Ole Miss. Is he a national championship winning head coach? That remains to be seen. I'm not going to say he isn't, but his chances at LSU are better than they were at Ole Miss.
Okay.
And his chances at Ole Miss have been pretty damn high because you win 3 10-win seasons in a row. You put yourself in a position to make the playoffs. At a school like Ole Miss, you should do the same thing theoretically at LSU. Now, if he doesn't, it might run deeper than who the head coach is at that school for what creates the problems there. But it's hard to imagine a world where that program that pumps out the kids that it does into the NFL, that puts the talent on the field that it does, that has the buy-in from the fans and the buy-in from the administration, is going to struggle to field a competent football team that will win less than 9 or 10 games a year at minimum.
Yeah, that's
so.
I'm thinking floor is real.
I'm thinking like floor is 9-3.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he'll be that next year. I want to see how this roster comes together. That's really what I like. Who's your quarterback? Are you sticking with Michael Van Buren? You're going to pull Trinidad Chambliss. Does he have another year? I don't know. Is Austin Simmons coming? I mean, you've already seen the wave of decommitments from Ole Miss that are probably going to flip to LSU, but problem is some of those guys looking at their recruiting profiles that are committed to Ole Miss, you're probably going to get overshadowed by some other guys that are going to come to LSU. I mean, Lamar Brown is your number 1 overall recruit. He's coming to LSU. Like, that's probably not a guy you land at Ole Miss, at least out of high school.
Facts.
So
I will say Lane's resume, if you just sit and just look at like the iconic franchises or organizations he's been a part of, the Raiders,
yeah,
the USC Trojans, the LSU Tigers, like just head guy. I'm not even putting Tennessee in there because I think
that was like the Lane train became the Lane train at Tennessee.
Yeah. So thinking about it from this perspective, bro, like I think that Lane is going to have those boys competing for a natty year one. I think, honestly, when I say how bad this is going to be, $25 million, let's just say hypothetically, Jeremiah Love comes back to school.
No way, dude.
I'm just saying hypothetically.
No way.
He's going to make a move like that, or, hey, Lenore Sellers. I got $5 million.
I really think Coleman's going to wind up there.
Yeah, Coleman, I got $5 million for you. Ryan Williams, do you really like Alabama?
You happy over there?
Y'all, you guys are giving this man, I'm telling you, Lane Kiffin, boy, best play caller in college football outside of Steve Sarkisian.
Especially with him bringing Charlie with him.
Yeah, I agree.
When I saw Charlie sprinting up those
stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Boy said, hey.
Dude, that tarmac, I would not. Dude, God, I know they laughed as soon as they got on the plane, but the walk from that SUV up those stairs of that private jet, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the most egotistical guy. I do think Lane's grown up. I still think he's still an ego monster, as you should be if you want to be an SEC champion. You want to be a national champion.
You got to be wired a little different.
I think you got to be a little crazy, and he is that. I think he's kind of, he's got a family. We all understand those things, but that walk has to feel so awkward, and you got to feel like such a douchebag
for sure
on that walk.
For sure.
Because, dude, and also, Ole Miss fans, went a little psycho cussing out the little kid.
Yeah.
Okay? I know we got fans. We're all mad here. I've been mad. I got to see some of my friends burn couches when Lane Kiffin was leaving us. I know what it's like. We can't cuss out little kids, man.
Can't.
Be better than that.
Be better. Be better than that.
Boys,
what else we got?
I know we've as long as we're on the subject of Ole Miss and LSU, have y'all scrolled down the FanDuel NCAA football section? Yeah, so it's the normal stuff: Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, Troy, James Franklin, BYU, Texas Tech, Georgia, Alabama. What's the bottom down here? November 21st, 2026. LSU is currently a 1.5 point favorite at Ole Miss. We have a line for that game a year in advance.
Dude, you thought the mustard throw was bad? Ole Miss, let him have it.
I hate everything about this stupid saga story, whatever we're doing.
I'm just glad
like,
it's over.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad
It's just
fun.
exhausting. Like I'm very happy now that he is just going to coach this team, and if he crashes and burns, he crashes and burns, and if he does great, then he does great. And I think either way, the only people that aren't going to be happy, or either they're going to be very happy or they're not going to be happy, are Ole Miss fans. Like I think that's the only people that are going to be mad. Like I don't think Ole Miss fans are ever. I think they thought because they went 11-1 this year that now Lane was finally going to be happy. No, dude, he wants the Bama job.
You thought if he went 11-1, that'd be enough to make him stay.
Yeah, he was going to be happy. He was going to be satisfied. It was going to be like, oh, we've gotten our program to just as no, you're not as good.
I'll be honest.
The LSU job is just.
I mean, but how Ole Miss fans are acting now, it shows me that that was the expectations.
They bought the SEC documentary. They were like, Lane's changed.
And his
great guy, family.
His dog is apparently not even his dog. Apparently, he left it in Mississippi with its actual owner.
Maybe he did grow up some. Maybe he's more mature. Maybe he's a family guy, but also he's a douchebag head coach.
Yeah,
and you're gonna and like Lane has an expectation. I think there's certain coaches that are wired differently, and Lane has this expectation because he was the young gun hotshot. Dude, he got hired at USC. He's been a Raiders head coach. He coached at Tennessee and brought that thing. That was the best seven win team of all time. Dude, we had Eric Berry. I don't even remember the running back that wound up going to Kansas State.
Bryce Brown.
You know, we had studs. He's done it all. And everybody has this huge belief in Lane. Obviously, Saban did. You get to go, you learn under these guys, you're on this greatest coaching staff of all time, yada, yada, yada. The perception of Lane is superstar in the making. And he finally got the superstar job because his perception, because he's good looking, relatively young, and has a good sense of humor, you're like, yeah, this is our guy. And he's also pretty damn good football coach.
Yeah. He can talk too, man.
Now, also, I was going to ask you guys about, I kind of feel the way like you shouldn't let him coach, but also if you're Ole Miss, like just in general, it's like, this is the best shot we got.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Like
you had a 4-hour coaching search on your new head coach.
I mean, I get it, but like, is it the best shot that Ole Miss will ever have?
Yes, definitively.
It feels like it.
This is it.
That's what everybody's saying. I'd love to hear your case that it's not, because to be honest, I think Ole Miss kind of tripped into this season. I don't think anybody expected Ole Miss to be 11-1 at this point, or even 10-2 this year. I think this year was looked at as kind of a
you sure did.
Oh yeah, you did bet against Ole Miss. So I forgot about that. Yeah,
you went the under hard. Was that your lock?
I had them at like 7-5.
7-5. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, and I think they would have been had Austin Simmons started the whole year. He was a turnover machine. I did not expect Trinidad Chambliss to come out and just be like a stud.
Sure. Well, I mean, what is your case? What is your case that Ole Miss? There's greener pastures ahead.
I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying that there's greener pastures. I'm not saying Pete Golding's going to be better than. I actually probably think Pete Golding's going to fall on the sword here. No disrespect to Pete. It just depends on what Ole Miss's standards are post Lane Kiffin. Like, do they revert back or do they keep the same standards as Lane Kiffin? You would assume they would, as most fan bases will. When you've tasted greatness for a few years, you're like, hey, we don't want to go back to the slums. So I'm a little hesitant to say this is their best shot ever. Like, I think if Lane can do what he did at Ole Miss, I don't want to write off the fact that you couldn't find somebody else to do what Lane's did, if not more, at Ole Miss. I'm not saying it happens right now. I'm not saying it happens in 5 years. I'm just saying I don't think this is Ole Miss's only shot ever. I think they'll have another chance.
Okay, no,
that's in the foreseeable future. I do.
Yeah. I think. But what you just said, you think Pete Golding's going to fall on the sword? Yeah, I think they're going to take a little bit of a step back. Like,
it's going to, especially if Trinidad leaves, Austin Simmons doesn't get any better.
Yeah,
they got to find an offensive coordinator now. Like,
just
this is a lot.
Look at the way that Lane was building this program. I don't know if Pete Golding walking in your house, as a 21-year-old transfer portal student holds the same weight that Lane Kiffin, walking in your house does.
They have not done him any favors in these media days.
Oh,
dude, these pictures are so bad. Pete Golding is a better looking guy than most of these pictures they've been posted. It's been rough. I was like, we couldn't have got one outside the wind blow, showing off the gut a little bit. I've been there. It's post Thanksgiving. Like, you couldn't have got a better photo. Let's get some looser fitting clothes. Yeah.
Do our boy right.
God bless, it's your new head coach. Don't post a picture with the wind's blowing in his face and he's got one of the dry fit, form fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there are times where coaches go to programs and they unearth what a program can be.
True.
And I think I would lean more towards Lane might have done that for Ole Miss. And not saying it's going to be Pete Golding again, but I think Lane might have set a precedent for what Ole Miss can be. Now, it's going to be much harder with LSU getting much better.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
All right. So here's the question I posed to you fellas in the group text earlier. Do we get, out of these new coaching hires, got 6 in the last 3 days? Is that right? 5?
In the last 3, we've filled a lot
in the last week, quite a few.
Yeah, because
I guess I'm saying the SEC coaches only. That's what I mean.
Sure.
5.
5.
5. Out of these 5 coaches, over under 1.5 wins an SEC championship.
Over under 1.5 wins an SEC championship.
Arkansas.
Kentucky, Arkansas, Florida, Auburn.
Wait, is that
LSU.
so? You're saying over 1.5 SEC championship wins, or over 1.5 coaches that win an SEC
So
championship?
over 1.5 coaches.
Yeah.
So he's implying that like Lane and Alex, Lane and John, Lane and Ryan.
And this could be during their tenure.
Lane and somebody.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing is like you just got to figure Lane gets one just by spending crazy money alone. I think you can just bought a roster.
Yeah. Hard under. You know why? Because this shit is still the Kirby Smart Invitational, bro.
He wound up
getting
those.
I stumbled into that.
Well,
Alabama, Georgia prediction.
Sure. Yeah, I think until so did I. I said you pick what you know. It's 10 to the last 11. I think Malcolm's 100% correct until the music turns off and and then you just completely miss the boat. Like with Alabama or Georgia, you just don't bet against either one of those programs and say, now, do I think Lane could make it interesting? Sure. Like, I think he has a better chance than anybody that was hired over the past 3 days. But like, if you're saying over 1.5 coaches, then that implies that John Summerall, Tulane's head coach, which he's done a good job at Tulane. Let's up front, I want to say that. He is walking into, I know it's on the outside a little bit of easier than Auburn. He is walking into an incredibly difficult situation as well. And so there's 2 coaches that are walking into an incredibly difficult situation. And then there's 2 coaches who are walking into comatose programs. And if they could just put the paddles on them a little bit and shock them back to 8-4, we're going to consider that good. So really, I really do think that it's probably 1, if not 0.
The reason I said the Kirby Smart Invitational, because look at the coaches that, over the last, you just mentioned the hiring cycles. Sark has been to 1, right? He went to an SEC championship, lost it. Heupel ain't even sniffed. Sorry. Heupel hadn't even sniffed 1, lost it. Again, Sark went to 1. Drink, has he gone to 1?
No.
I don't think Drake has.
These are good coaches. These are good coaches.
Yeah.
Well, and another point, look at all the 10-2 teams this year that aren't going to the college or going to the SEC championship. There's an 11-1 team this year that isn't going to the SEC championship.
Yeah.
So now with the addition of Texas, and Oklahoma into the SEC, you got to think that at maximum you can lose 1 game to get to the SEC championship
100%.
in the SEC. You can lose an out of conference game like Alabama did this year, but you can lose 1 game. So you're telling me that the transformation for Golish and Summerall is going to maybe you bang on one of those, but Silverfield and Will Stein have no chance at doing that.
So here's the thing. I think I'm with you. I think I'm going to go under because if we look at just paths right here, we haven't seen Lane and DeBoer play, so we don't know the result of that game yet because Ole Miss hasn't played Alabama in the last 2 years. If you're looking purely at Summerall and Alex Golesh, because with all due respect, I don't think anybody's going to pick Will Stein, and I don't think anybody's going to pick Ryan Silverfield.
You mentioned earlier, they just have high floors.
You know what? Just win more than you lose. So, which is hard to do. Which is very hard to do in the SEC. But if we're looking at paths on a year-over-year basis, if you're Alex Golesh, you've got to go through DeBoer and Smart every year to get to an SEC championship. If you're Summerall, you've got to go through Kiffin and Smart every year because Florida plays LSU and Georgia every year, and Auburn plays Alabama and Georgia every year. So there's your path. If you are outside of Kiffin, because Kiffin just has to play DeBoer every year, and he doesn't have to play Kirby Smart every year. Kiffin's already proven that he can beat most of these other coaches in the SEC. He's even beat Kirby. I think the only coach he hasn't played in the SEC right now is DeBoer and Sark. Ole Miss hadn't played Texas. But that withstanding, I feel like Lane has, I don't want to say an easier path, but a more proven path because he's already proven that he can coach against these coaches and compete when he's probably at a roster disadvantage. Not with most of them, but with some of them for sure. And then with Summerall and Golesh, it's like not only do you have to go through who I'd say over the past 2 years at least, because DeBoer's only been there 2 years, have been the top two coaches in the SEC every year. If you're Golesh, you have to do that every year.
Yep.
And then if you're Summerall, you have to do that every year. Because you could probably argue, some people probably say, well, Lane's been better than DeBoer. Look at his record. And then I played it. So then I'm not going to push back on that. But like, either way, if you are Golesh or Summerall, you have to push through two of the top four coaches in the conference.
Yeah.
And two of the top four programs in the conference. So I think the likelihood that one of them does it before they get fired is lower. Yeah.
Because you mentioned earlier, it's just the time frame they're given nowadays.
Yeah.
All these boosters are spending so much money. They do have too much power. We can clearly tell that by the intel that's getting leaked out everywhere. That's why I was worried. I mean, that's why it's an under. I mean, because like, how often does that happen? I mean, it's just been.
Well, I mean, it's like Drew said, 10 out of the last 11 years, it's been the same two teams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
the only year it wasn't was the best college football team of all time.
Yeah.
Like that's what it took to dethrone.
Oh, yeah.
That's what.
Oh wait,
took.
no. We're missing COVID. COVID was Florida, Bama.
I'm sorry. It's 10 out of the last 11 years, either Alabama or Georgia.
Yeah.
My
Sorry,
apologies.
both. Yeah.
But I mean, it's
still like you throw what you know, and I mean, I also look at this SEC standings things that Chase has got pulled up right here. So there's a couple teams that we really haven't talked about that I think are going to get better. Like I think Mississippi State's going to get better. So I think the SEC is going to only continue to improve from here. Yeah. There's a couple teams that I look at on here and I think, all right, they could probably realistically be expected to take steps back. Ole Miss, Texas A&M.
Maybe.
Not.
Yeah.
It depends on what he's doing from a program building standpoint.
I mean, their schedule's probably going to get harder next year.
I think
their schedule's going to flip.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think Kentucky's going to get worse before they get better. I think Arkansas is probably going to be worse for a while, but I think South Carolina is going to get better before they get worse.
They're just young.
Yeah, South Carolina. Who knows?
Shane's really got to get his OC higher.
I think a lot of that floor is going to stay there. I hate to say it.
Shane's really he's got a big hire coming up in his next OC because Shula was a disaster.
I'm not talking about record. I'm talking about quality of program. I'm talking about how difficult it is to play these guys, because I know everybody wants to sit here and say it doesn't mean more in the SEC. It's not. The SEC is not the best anymore. All right, put Pitt in the SEC, and then we'll see.
Well, no, see that's the thing, and I think a lot of specifically Big Ten fans, because realistically, that's the argument. It's the Big Ten, the SEC. That's where this is coming from, because the ACC knows, the Big 12 knows, it's not that these teams are just far and away better than everybody else in the other conference. It's that they have more NFL bodies per player on these rosters than other programs. Like, that's the difference. It's not the top teams. It's not the upper echelon teams. It's not necessarily that, like, any given year, Georgia, Bama, Texas, LSU, or whatever are better than Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana. God, Indiana. We really have to say that now.
Sure do, buddy. Sure
Indiana,
do.
Michigan.
For life.
Like, it's not that.
Kirksey
It's that
Dennis
when
life.
you get down into the weeds of things and it's like, oh, hey, your middle of the pack teams are like Iowa.
Yeah.
We all know what Iowa football is. The middle of the pack team in the SEC is like Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I mean, Oklahoma's, this is all for example's sake. Oklahoma's higher on that list this year, being 10-2. But like,
basically, your middle of the pack right now is Tennessee, Missouri, Vanderbilt, and Oklahoma.
Those are great.
Vandy's
middle of the
10-2,
pack
dude.
Exactly.
Like,
But
So is
I'm
Oklahoma.
just looking at a ranking standings thing.
And then- And then there's LSU with like 3 NFL draft
Well,
prospects at 7 and 5. Like,
three NFL draft prospects? Or like 3 first-round prospects?
3 first
Yeah,
round
I
prospects.
was about to
Sorry.
say.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Mansour
Like,
Delane,
as
yeah.
terrible as we think
Mansour
LSU.
Delane, Harold Perkins.
That's the funny thing is,
Like,
as terrible as you think LSU is,
With
they're
weeks.
75. They're still a winning record.
That's the thing is people will look at LSU's 7-5 record and be like, oh, they're bad. It's like, no, it's a bad football team. That's not a bad roster.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
most coaches around the country would trade rosters in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Everybody
Even with
feels
Florida.
like-
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
well,
Yeah.
Everybody
I think-
feels like Florida and LSU are the same right now.
Yeah.
They're like they're both like 3 and 7.
Yeah.
Whatever. Going through
Well,
the season.
in Florida's before the year, I think we got on here and said if Florida gets 9 wins, they could realistically make the college football
Yeah.
playoff. That's
yeah,
how
for sure.
daunting their schedule was up front.
Yeah, because they played
Miami,
They
LSU
played the best roster in the ACC.
Yeah.
They didn't play the best team. They played, well, maybe.
kind of.
They
maybe.
played the best
Yeah.
roster in the ACC. And then they also played like half of the top of the league in the SEC.
Yeah.
I think minus what? Bama? The only team they
So
didn't play
yeah,
them?
you played
Didn't play Oklahoma.
Texas A&M back to back, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee.
Mm.
And then you played South Florida, LSU at the time.
Dear God.
Yeah, your 3 week
It's
stretch.
gonna be a bloodbath
Your
moving
4 week
forward.
stretch was
Yeah, the
incredible.
Any coach
SEC's
that steps into the SEC knows going forward. Like it's if we're not excellent every single game, there's no like if you look on this. Arkansas was the team that you could say like that was probably the most disappointing team this year, and by record they're the worst team. They're 2-10. They're by far they're 2 wins worse in overall record than any other team. But they were taking teams to the wire. Like
Yeah.
they were a
Every
tough
single
out.
game, bro.
Like Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Texas A&M was there with them, like in the late stages of that game. There's a couple others. I'm not going to pull all of them specifically out of my mind right now.
They took
Hill-
Auburn to the wire.
Yeah, they took Auburn to the wire. There's another one that I'm missing.
Tennessee?
Yeah, Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They took Ole Miss to the wire. It was only like a 1-score
Yeah,
win for Ole
yeah.
Miss.
They're in it.
so you know
Every game.
you step in the SEC like it's a bloodbath no matter what.
Mhm.
And
Taylor
that's what
Green would whip some ass in some bad conferences.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Taylor Green may whip some ass next year in black and gold.
I'm gonna be so pissed.
Is he out of
That's what's making
eligibility?
me mad right now. I'm not gonna talk about it because you guys are gonna get like recruits. It's Clarkley and all of his great talk, and that's where he's taking those like vocal classes from all those guys online. I'm like, you just got it.
He's a winner, dude.
He's taking TRT.
He is a winner.
I'm gonna
Every-
throw some.
I mean, every time
I'm not. Dude, we got a platform. I'm gonna start throwing out some allegations. Dude, I saw Clarkley taking
Yeah.
drugs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Clark, we love you.
We're just kidding.
We love you.
I would
We-
never.
it's all
I'm
jokes.
I'm a huge huge.
I
fan,
wouldn't
actually.
expect anything less from Tennessee fans. I really
Dude,
wouldn't.
I'm
Here it
ready
goes.
to. I'm ready
Here
to
it
hop.
goes.
I'm ready to hop on the ball Twitter bandwagon here and just start throwing some
Yeah.
false
Do it.
allegations.
The green ball burner.
Oh man, there's what's that guy's name? Sullen Surf. Man,
I have no idea.
Oh,
There's
man,
some-
he
dude,
is-
there's some-
man, Sullen Surf. He's
I-
funny. I'll give him that.
I
but
always believe like some of these burner accounts are just like the nicest. Like they're probably like managers in some fancy corporate job. They've just like found that little niche. You know, you got the corporate world.
Yeah.
We know the niches. Like
Yeah.
you're like, I only have to work like 20 hours a week. Got this sweet manager role. I got nothing to do. I just love Tennessee football.
I'm about to get
I'm
to
gonna-
this burner.
Yeah, I got this burner. and that burner's like making you some money somehow.
It's between them and the guy working in the freezer in the back of Food City.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
like,
mean,
I'm going to, but I got a huge laugh on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I have
He does.
100,000 Twitter followers. So
All right, last thing I want to ask: does Lane Train get the national championship in the LSU famous window of 4 years?
Man, that's so hard to. It's so hard to predict
It is.
because all the factors we've been talking about here tonight.
you know
I
what?
mean,
He has every alignment you could.
Yeah,
possibly
sure. He
ask.
has all the. All right, I'll go ahead and let me pull back up a clip that we put out early in the year. Penn State should be the no doubt number one team from every metric. I sat there and I said that
Exactly,
and I meant it. I wasn't blowing smoke up James Franklin's ass. I wasn't blowing smoke up that roster because talent wise, coaching wise, everything wise, this was the year for Penn State. No, they were terrible. So when you ask me is Lane going to win a national championship in 4 years? I don't know. Maybe if it all clicks but I really do feel like predictions in the college football now are more of not really a science, but they're more of like a sure, yeah, luck. Let me put my name on that.
I think that's like, yeah, I think it's just blind luck most of the time. I think people are like, yeah, dude, I knew he's going to LSU. It's like, well, yeah, 33% chance.
Yeah. Like, all right.
Blaine's very honest about like where he was going.
Yeah.
Also, I got a wonder too is what a crazy turn of events for basically the third, maybe the fourth best coach. I guess the third best coach in the SEC.
Who's that, Lane?
Yeah. What is he?
Probably on like a rotating table.
I think he's the second best coach.
He's
Kirby.
He's been more consistent than DeBoer and Sark.
Yeah,
I would say DeBoer.
Now DeBoer's only had 2 years.
Yeah, that's why they're not compared.
Also,
so I put Lane in too.
DeBoer's made it to a national championship.
I was about to say DeBoer made a national championship at Washington. He's like undefeated against Dan Lanning and Kirby Smart.
And because he's not coaching, Lane has yet to coach in a college football playoff.
It's wild, isn't it?
And he's lost to Vanderbilt and this year's cockroach team
And two Oklahoma teams that were inept on offense.
Oh, you're talking about cockroach. You're talking about like
last year's Oklahoma team?
the Oklahoma sewer rats last year.
Yeah.
Michael Hawkins Jr. running out there.
Oh,
Goodness
my God.
gracious.
Dude, they were pulling people off the intramural
Yeah,
teams and
goodness,
putting jerseys
the
on to
guys.
play
Fastest.
receiver.
Yeah,
Like,
get them boys. Yeah, get them boys out of the Ox Gym. We need them tonight. Oh,
Yeah, dude.
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, so if somebody had offered you, they're like, all right, here's $10 in 2022, like no questions asked. You get to turn this into $1 million if Vanderbilt wins 10 games. If Clark Lee wins 10 games in the next 4 years. But if you lose, if you lose, you go to jail.
Okay, but listen. There's a difference in somebody looking at you in 2022 and saying, "Hey, this guy at Vanderbilt, he's going to win 10 games, yes or no?" And 3 of the last 4 coaches that have been at LSU have won national championships.
Yeah, I get, but that's my point about the
Like-
predictions in the college football landscape.
I mean,
That's how bizarre trying to make predictions now, because I can make a prediction. I can sit here right now and be like, Lane Kiffin's going to go 3-9 next year. And it's
okay. I don't think he's going to do that.
sure, right. He's not. He's definitely not. But I'm saying predictions are damn near impossible.
It does feel like
It's very difficult, and it's only getting harder because the SEC is getting better.
Yeah.
So, I'll say yes. I think in the 4-year window, that job, in my opinion, is good enough. I think realistically, are you talking about? Also, did you ask win or just make a national?
Win, brother.
Win? I'll still say yes.
4 years, Maggie.
4 years?
I think in 4 years he could do it.
I'm going year 3 because I think he'll get his players in the first year, recruit. Second year is kind of all right, filling it out. Year 3, take off, and then honestly, I think after that national championship, I think he goes to his final job. It's an NFL job.
I think if he wins one at LSU, he stays at LSU.
I think he sucks. I think he sucks in the NFL.
Yeah, but it's like
he
was embarrassed though.
Yeah, I know, but I think he's gonna do the exact same thing.
His end goal is Bama.
I don't think it is.
It always has. It's the top of the mountain. I'm telling you.
I think
like,
LSU is the top of the mountain to me.
I think it is now too.
I'm going to be honest with you, boys. I think LSU's a better job than Alabama. I
So
think
if you were to
Alabama's a better job because of what Nick Saban did
Sure.
at Alabama. And I know the history. I know Bear Bryant. I understand the 20 national championships.
But
I
they
get
stuck
it.
for a whole decade
I
That's true.
think LSU is a better job
right now.
when it's done right.
And
Yeah.
Alabama fans kind of suck, bro. Like they're kind of not like as invested as LSU.
Well, it's because they're spoiled.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to worry about it.
Well, they've had 15, 17 years of dominance. Like,
I would say I really think LSU is just straight up tier 1. I think Ohio State and LSU are just like tier 1 jobs.
Yeah.
No doubt. Clearly, you can go in there. Clearly.
I was saying Tulane. I think Alabama's the mountain. I'm not saying I'm not going to argue.
Tulane.
against you.
Tulane.
Yeah,
Tulane.
I think Alabama's the mountain. I think
he would have took it when I think if Alabama wanted him, he would have taken it, and it wouldn't have been DeBoer.
Yeah, but they didn't want him.
Yeah,
I think if this was this year, that's just funny. It's like,
and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad you want to get the X back if she doesn't want you.
it's true.
He's going to go beat the X every year.
Lane Kiffin, 2030 national
Hang on,
champion
that's-
in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Stop.
I'm done.
You're just.
I'm sorry.
reaching
Yeah,
now.
I-
It's-
I'm sorry.
I hate
Chase
you so much.
You
Chase
feeling nervous?
Chase said he wants to commit put allegations out there about my head coach.
Yeah, give me time. I'll start thinking of stuff. Whenever you see this hot new burner on Twitter, just know. Just
Clark
know
Lee's
it's
forehead or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. Somehow I found time in my life to do that.
at Signal Mountain.
Yeah, I
Signal
sing them out
Mountain
with
going
two.
down.
Yeah, with the child. This will be great. All right, boys. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe to Chat It Up Sports everywhere. Anything else? Any signing, parting off gifts that we need? Nothing.
Yeah, man. Diego Pavia, way to go. See you in New York. That's his Heisman to lose.
Or are we going to the Music City Bowl?
We're going to the Chuck E. Cheese Bowl, brother.
All right.
Oh,
See ya.
you guys can go to the Birmingham Bowl. We were there last year. It's a fun
Yeah,
time.
I promise you they need to reject it.
It's a
not
fun
doing
time. I don't think they do. It's fun. I had a
We'll
great
go
ti-
see our friends.
I had
We'll
a
go
great-
see our friends.
Yeah.
I had
You know, it's
I had a
fun.
great time at the Birmingham Bowl.
We're gonna go. We're
we
gonna go
beat
see our
we
friends.
beat Georgia Tech. It was awesome. The UAB Stadium is awesome.
I don't
It's
have 22-year-old lungs and livers. All right, can't do that.
You
All
can
right.
still go to the bowl game.
I
Though.
can still go to the
no,
bowl
I-
game, but I'll be in bed by 9:30. So what's it matter?
You still go. I mean, and wherever Vanderbilt's bowl game is, I will be there unless it's like an Oregon.
I mean, you could be out and
Yeah, if it's on the
Listen,
West Coast, you can
give
just count
me
me out.
Vandy in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
no,
baby.
what's,
I won't be
what,
there.
what,
Bro,
what,
I
do you,
won't
what,
be
do you,
there.
what are you looking at projection wise? What do you want?
What do I want? I want them to be in the Peach Bowl.
In Atlanta.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I want them to be in the
good.
Peach
That'd be
Bowl. I'll
sick.
I'll
The
definitely
night.
be there for sure. Because I'll be honest, I think the tickets will be cheaper than they would if it was like Georgia in the Peach Bowl, or
I
if it was
agree.
like,
Oh yeah.
or if it was like Auburn in the Peach Bowl. I think tickets will be cheaper, and I'll eat up every second of it. I'll cheer my lungs out and send this team out the way they deserve.
Tennessee is going to the Duke Mayo Bowl, and I'm going to watch.
Ooh, that would be fun, dude. You got
Isn't that in Charlotte?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to Charlotte, bro.
Shout out to Charlotte. I've been there before.
Me too.
West Virginia game. Good times. All right, boys. Like and subscribe. Love you guys. We out.